everyone, I'm SquishyDave and welcome to Redstone Explained. In today's episode I'm going to cover this minecart door. This is one of my own design. There'll be a link to the tutorial on how to build this in the description, but here I'm going to explain how it works. Here we are taking a peek under the covers. Now there are a few basic redstone principles at work here. The first and simplest is that when a piston is extended, it cannot be pushed by another piston. This is very important and a very useful feature of redstone. Another very important principle at work here is the redstone torch. When the block that a redstone torch is attached to gets powered, the redstone torch turns off. This is very important for this build because it keeps these pistons extended, which keeps the doors closed, until we need it opened. And then when this line is powered, this torch turns off, these pistons retract, and that opens the door, but it also enables us to extend the rail into the line of the whole minecart rail, and the door becomes functional. Now the most important thing for this build to work is something I didn't even know existed and stumbled on accidentally while just testing out some configurations for this build. The problem with this build is you need some particular timings to get this door to work. You need these two pistons to retract, and then at least 2 ticks later, you need this piston to extend. Because it takes a tick and a half for a piston to retract or extend. So if this tried to extend within 1.5 ticks, then it wouldn't be able to. But if we wait 2 ticks, this is out of the way, and then this can extend. What's going on here is this piston is listening more to this closer repeater to it than the other one. And what I mean by that is when this is activated, that entire redstone line gets powered. Now what happens then is it powers this redstone line, which powers this block, which in turn turns off this torch, which in turn stops powering this block and the redstone on top of it, and these two get retracted. But at the same time, while those are retracting, the power comes along this redstone line up here and powers this piston, which tries to extend but can't because these guys are still extended. But then 2 ticks later, this repeater powers the redstone line. Now you think nothing would happen because the line just stays powered, and over this side that's true. This line just stays powered, this block stays powered, this torch stays off, and these stay retracted. But on this side, when this repeater activates, this piston seems to be able to sense this extra activation even though the line is completely powered the whole time, and this then extends those 2 ticks later, as you can see. Now this mechanic that causes this piston to listen to this redstone repeater preferentially over that one is down to redstone power. Now I've got a quick setup over here that I'll show you. Now this is pretty standard redstone stuff. Basically, the further you get from the source of redstone, the less redstone power you get. And once you get 15 blocks, as you can see, you get no power at all. But more importantly, you can see that the redstone that is powered gets less and less bright. It is actually getting less power. So at the start here, you have full 15 power levels, and as you go down, it reduces by 1 until you get 0. And this is very important for how my door works. Because once we're back over here, sure, when I turn this on and this gets powered, this entire redstone line gets powered. But the thing is, this piston is being powered initially by this repeater. So it has a slightly lower power level than if it were being powered by this repeater. So what happens is we turn this on, 1 tick later, this entire line gets powered, and this is being powered at 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. It's being powered at level 9 by this repeater. Then 2 ticks later, this one turns on, and this entire line of redstone gets 1 brighter each. And then this goes to power level 10. This piston sees that change, gets an update, and realizes it can now extend, so it does. Okay, I've done a bit of rewiring to demonstrate this principle. That repeater there is exactly the same, The repeater that was there that was set to 3 ticks has been moved down here, and I've just added another repeater and set them both to 4 ticks to increase the delay and make it much more obvious. Now, also I've set the power source just over here, but that doesn't make any difference. What will happen is after 1 tick, this will power the entire line. Then after 8 ticks later, this will power the entire line. You'll see that this redstone dust gets a lot brighter as all of a sudden it's getting power from here instead of all the way over there. And when that redstone dust gets brighter, that counts as an update. This piston will then check to see if it can extend. It can, because that'll be out of the way. So it will extend, and then the door opens. So keep your eye on that and watch it get brighter. There it goes. You can see that it gets brighter. So because we're taking advantage of this mechanic that any change in power level counts as an update, we can make this door really compact like we did over here and rely on this change in power level extending this piston for us. And in this way, we don't need to do anything fancy to get this timing just right. Okay, thanks for watching Redstone Explained. If I wasn't particularly clear, just if you have any questions, please head down and leave a comment. I'll answer it as best I can. Thanks for watching. I'm SquishyDave. I'll see you later.